How you doing? Jeff here. Today I'm going to talk a bit about the right-wing propaganda machine. This is just a brief history of how and why we have the media landscape we have today. If you find it interesting, I encourage you to take a deeper dive and watch the documentary The Brainwashing of My Dad, written and directed by Jen Senko. You can find the film on YouTube, and you can watch it for free. Check it out. Let me start by saying this. If you are a consumer of Fox News, then you are a grossly misinformed individual. This is, after all, a media entity that settled a lawsuit with Dominion Voting Systems to the tune of $787,500,000. That's almost $1 billion for lying about the 2020 election. Now, anyone who ever had a civics class in middle school knows that truthful reporting in the media is essential to democracy. Yet tens of millions of Americans prefer to be entertained by the confirmation of their own feelings rather than deal with the truth.
I like it!
The mastermind behind Fox News is a guy I like to call the Darth Vader of broadcast journalism. This was a guy named Roger Ailes. Ailes was a young, dynamic, Emmy-winning TV producer, and he understood the power of persuasion TV had on the masses. He was also a conservative, and after a meeting with Richard Nixon in 1967, was tapped to be his television advisor. Ailes knew that this power of persuasion was emotion, that you have to connect and hook into the audience on an emotional level. He taught Nixon to use short, snappy one-liners that would stick in the viewers' minds. He told them that America is dumb, give them something simple, boil it down, and they'll get it. Well, they did. In 1970, the transformation from Anakin Skywalker to Darth Vader was complete for Ailes when he wrote a memo to Nixon called The Plan for Putting the GOP on the Nightly News. The plan addressed how to circumvent objectivity and truth, or what he referred to as prejudices of network news, and deliver blatantly biased propaganda, or what he called pro-administration stories. We'll get back to Vader in a minute.
I say that bar's just like a tattoo. Gets under your skin.
In 1971, soon-to-be Supreme Court Justice Lewis Powell wrote the infamous Powell Memo that urged American businesses and conservatives to battle for the courts. The memo, basically a backlash to the counterculture movement, said the American economic system was under broad attack. It proceeded to attack the media, universities, even Ralph Nader. It laid out the blueprint and the infrastructure for the American conservative movement. Evidence of scheming and planning, or as Hillary said back in the 90s, a massive right-wing conspiracy.
The man's a menace!
In 1987, during Reagan's second term, the FCC repealed the Fairness Doctrine. The doctrine mandated that broadcast networks devote time to contrasting views on issues of public importance. Shortly after, Congress passed a bill to restore the Fairness Doctrine, and of course Reagan vetoed it. The death of the Fairness Doctrine was the birth of conservative talk radio, and propagandist liars like Rush Limbaugh got rich and famous and held a cult leader-like status. In 1996, the Telecommunications Act was signed into law by President Bill Clinton. It was supposed to promote competition, reduce regulations, to secure lower prices and higher quality services, but as we know now, it stifled competition, big money weeded out the small independents, and now a handful of big corporations control the information the masses are consuming.
Shazam!
So now the stage is set for a media mogul who wants to get his conservative opinions out there, say a guy like Rupert Murdoch, and he launches Fox News, and he taps Roger Ailes to run it.
Shit!
And just look at the spectacle it is. The vivid colors, over-the-top sound effects, overwhelming graphics, the multiple scrolling banners. The hosts are actors who can speak with confidence and dramatic inflection. It's all about connecting and hooking into their audience with nothing but mesmerizing emotion, getting them scared or making them mad, and holding their emotions captive by never letting up. The viewer is entertained by the confirmation of his or her own feelings.
Golly.
Probably something like, single moms who use food stamps are the reason I'm not a gazillionaire. Who needs the truth, right?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Look, fair and balanced are not words you describe news with. Objectivity and truth are. Again, I encourage you to do a deeper dive, watch the documentary, The Brainwashing of My Dad by Jen Senko. There is some really great stuff there. The time to fight for truth, decency, and democracy is now. Do what you can. Thanks for listening.